Okay, everybody, I'm in my head. We're going to make minted mashed potatoes today. So we are going to have to get some things started. Yes, you heard me correct. Minted mashed potatoes. I don't have fresh mint, so I'm going to have to use dry mint in place of it, and I'll adjust it accordingly. Now they want us to put, well, I think we should do the cream first because the potatoes are going to cook. So, well, all right, they want us to, believe it or not, they're telling me to take a small saucepan, rinse it out with cold water. They said this will help the cream from sticking. So get some cold water running in a small saucepan, rinse it out. I have never heard of this trick before, but we'll do it. Now into it, now that we've thrown the cold water out, they want to add 1 cup of heavy cream to it. Okay, I'm making lamb chops today, so I figured this will go very nice with it today. Never mind, Sandra, don't even try anymore. We're going to get dirty anyway. All right, so you need 1 cup of heavy cream. I never thought about making a pan cold like that because mine are automatically cold. So hold on and I'll show you what I've done. I put 1 cup of heavy cream in here, and we are going to add, how many sprigs do you want? Well, I don't have that. They want 4 or 5 sprigs, so I'm going to put in a heaping tablespoon of dried mint into the heavy cream, and we're going to warm this up very slowly. So we're going to put it over a medium heat, or maybe a low. We're making minted mashed potatoes with lamb chops today. So what we're going to do is infuse, as they would say, the mince into this heavy cream for flavor. Don't turn your heat up too high or you'll separate the cream. Now you need 1.5 to 1 3/4. Yes, it does, Fed. Hi, Paul. We have to peel these potatoes. I hate peeling potatoes, but because of the mint, the peelings are going to interfere with it, so I'm going to have to peel these potatoes. But you need 1.5 to 1 3/4 pounds potatoes peeled. I'm using russet. No, I think I got Eastern potatoes this time. They might be russet. I can't remember. But peel them. And that's what I'm doing right now. Because I have too many vegetable stalks. I'm actually going to put these in my compost. Just put them here. It does sound very good, very unusual. But see, that's why I have so many cookbooks. And then with my ideas, you can imagine this kitchen gets pretty creative. I just have to buy more cards for my book. And so I can write down some of these recipes that are in my head. My sons don't want me to lose them. I said, okay. Keep an eye on your cream. So I know you are watching me, but I'm letting you know. For those of you that will take this video and make them later, do keep an eye on that cream. Now, when they say infuse, it's just bringing the flavors into something, nothing else. The only thing I'm doing is peeling potatoes right now, okay? I already showed you the heavy cream in the mint and put it on a low flame. I already showed you that, but you'll see what I'm doing. Jeremy, don't be stupid, please. Hi, King, and good morning. Chard, whatever your name is. You want to take drugs, enjoy yourself, and knock yourself out. So I used a heaping tablespoon of dried mint and 1 cup of heavy cream. I have it on a flame and we're infusing it. When they say infusing it, is actually you're softening up the mint. So the flavor will be in the heavy cream when we go to put it in the mashed potatoes, and it'll be spread out all over. That's all it means, is to bring the flavor. Like when you saute, that is actually pulling the flavors and pre-cooking the vegetables, but spilling it into the oil or butter, whichever one you're using, and that's what it means. So remember that. I know it's a lot to remember. I've had many years to remember a lot of this, and the language is changing now, so it's even more. Like, I had never heard of spatchcock. That's a very new thing, which means removing the breastplate of the, what's actually gristle, if you must know, of the chicken, as well as the spine. But if you're butterflying, you just cut the spine out. So 2 different ways of doing it. And the thing is when you do the spatchcock, you've got to keep the chicken whole when you cut it out. And there's very little skin and meat there. So you've got to be really good with a knife. Thank you, Sunbird, for the flower. I already know that I have to for this recipe, because the peelings are going to be too strong and too much of an earthy flavor for the cream. Okay, the cream's hot. The cream has mint in it, and we don't want to interfere with that mint flavor. This is why listen, I don't peel potatoes. I scrub them, but I have to peel this one. This set for this recipe. The potato peelings are too strong for the flavor, and sometimes you have to. Now, do I like doing it? No. And if I needed vegetable peelings to make a stock, I would be saving them for that. But instead, it's going to go in a compost this time, because I have a lot of jars of stock, and I've got like 15, 20 jars over there I was cleaning up yesterday. And I've got to get them back into storage for now. So I know what you're talking about. And believe you me, I'm the last person that'll tell you to peel unless I absolutely have to. And there's some recipes you absolutely have to peel a potato. That's going to cut down on my Now, for some people, you're going to need a scale. I have one that's in grams as well as in pounds. My husband got it. I said, why do I need that? He said, you're going to need it. I said, all right, get it for me then, yo. That's what he did. You want this cut in chunks, I bet you, don't you? Yeah, you want it cut in chunks. I knew you would. All right, here we go. Good morning, Joyful, Tina, and Henry. Okay, Mr. Briggs. Dark, there is no vodka this morning. Though I did find a recipe. I shouldn't talk. I'm not going to get you guys started on that. Okay? Dang, this is going. Land, no, there's none in this. This is mint. We've got a heaping tablespoon of dried mint and a cup of heavy cream. We warmed it up and now it's infusing. This isn't going to make a lot. Take a look at this and I'm saying this is not going to make a lot at all. All right, well, that's all right. All right, now for you guys that like to fill your whole pan up to the top with water and potatoes, with a few potatoes you don't have to. You only fill the water up an inch above your potatoes, okay? And the potato, we're also going to have to put a garlic in it. So let's smash this garlic and get it peeled. That's a very easy way of peeling garlic. Do take the stem part off. That hooks it up. Throw it in. You're just going to add a water 1 inch above your potatoes. No more. You don't need it. This makes the potato water makes an excellent bread. Okay, you're going to put those on. Your heavy cream is warm with the mint in it, and it's infusing very nice. You can smell it. They wanted to use fresh mint, and I said I can't do it. They also said that they want us to rice this time. So we're going to be ricing. I have a Zule, and that's my ricer. Vodka is a hard liquor, all right? Russians love it. You're not 3 years old, Dark, under dead. Please don't be stupid, and I'm not that stupid. Hi, Bailey. Yeah, I know it's different. And you can say, listen, you're 67. You can pretty much tell all the whippersnappers off, and you know what that word means. Alan, just leave. We don't need you this morning. Oh, anyway, we've got our potatoes going, and we've got the mint infusing. You can see it right here. It really smells nice, believe it or not. Right here. it has a lovely smell to it. I just warmed up the heavy cream, and then I put the mint in it. And I'm going to have to use this mint. But what they wanted you to do was get fresh mint and throw it in there and then take it out later. But I'm just going to use it just like that. I like that, James. Good morning. Lugin, I think. No, you're not. Very good. I hope they turn out wow, delicious, Danny. Okay. All right, we have to wait for these potatoes, okay? We're right there at the point where we have to wait for the potatoes, and then we'll take care of them and dry them out, and we'll get these mashed potatoes going, and then after that we will be doing the lamb chops. And I have not had lamb chops in about 15 years, so it's been a very long time. I look forward to having them. You're very welcome, Ernest. Us? Ice cream and apple pie is very good. We're making minted mashed potatoes and lamb chops with them. Thank you, Rayanne. I think I said that right. Okay. If you wish to be stupid, Dark, please continue. I mean, you're going to have everybody laughing at this point. What's my go-to? Whatever I feel like eating. Corn husk. We haven't gotten to the lamb chops yet, but I wanted to make these mashed potatoes. I think they'd go well with the lamb. We're going to be frying them. Okay, Tina. Nice meeting you. I like that car. Oh shoot, it just left. Doesn't give me time to read. Well, anyway, good morning, 127, and Derek, and everybody else. Hi, Anna. You know, trolls are going to be there no matter what you do. They go around. They have nothing better to do. Their life is so poor, and they can't be grateful for anything. Dark undead. Let them go. Right now, we just have to wait for these potatoes. They'll cook quickly, and we'll rice them, and we'll get this going. We've got the cream ready. You're also going to need 4 tablespoons of butter, and cut it in fourths. You're also going to need fresh black pepper. Now, they want me to add salt while I'm cooking the potatoes, but I'm not doing that because I plan to use that water to make some bread. Hi, Karsha Partially, I'm going to add a little more than a teaspoon. I happen to like pepper. Though I shouldn't put that much in it. It'll interfere with the mint. Let me take some out. I forgot about that. Just a teaspoon will do it. And salt, they'll tell us. So your life is that miserable, Dark, you have to drink every day? You are either a very young person who's too stupid, or you're either an old man bitter because you didn't make right decisions of your life, or either you're a married man and you've got a wife that's a nag and she's never happy with anything you do. Now, how's that? I think that'd give you good reason to drink. Oh. Good morning, Jack. Corn husk, hammered. So I'm going to put in like a teaspoon of black pepper, though I like to put more, but I want the mint flavor to come through. And salt to taste. These recipes that I have, they usually just say salt and pepper, and that's it. You're left wondering how much to put in or not. Now, because this is mint, I'm not using my salt mixture. I'm going to use iodized salt, and that will have to be to taste as well. But you don't want it overpowering to help. You want it to work with the mint. Okay, so adjust that accordingly. That will have to be to your taste. I think you all know how potatoes boil. Okay, but if you want to watch me over here, that's fine. And that's what we're doing. You see the cream is already warm. I love the smell of the cream. That mint is going to be really nice going through the potatoes. Jack's gay? Okay. That's fine with me. If he wants to be gay, go ahead and be gay. But see, to me, gay means being happy. And when you like the same sex, we used to call you queers. And that is the term we used when I grew up. Yes, I think they are. Don't hold me to it. How did the corn fried chicken come out? Corn husk? I'm thinking about, I have green tomato mincemeat, and I'm thinking of, a lot of people don't know that mincemeat pies are actually, they're supposed to have not beef in it, but it's the organ meats. They usually have liver or the heart or kidney diced up into it, and that's what I want to do. Is I've got some chicken livers, and I want to take some of them, boil them, and then sit there and chop them up, or either run them through my grinder and mix them with the green tomato mincemeat and make meat pies with it, small little ones. I thought they'd be nice. That's what I was thinking of. The water shouldn't be too bad with the garlic in it. It should taste good as a bread. I'm going to try it. I don't know what MOD means, MODT means, I'm sorry. We are getting ready on Sunday, next Sunday. We're going to be doing Come Cook With Me. I just put it up at level 3, but I'm giving it. We're making minted mashed potatoes to go with lamb chops. I haven't decided on my vegetable yet. We're still working on that department. Connor, you're 12. How are you doing, young man? So anyway, as I was saying, next Sunday at 3 p.m., you can come cook with me. We're going to learn how to make butter biscuits. It's a very simple recipe because a lot of people want to learn to cook and they're asking me to teach them. So we'll cook together and then I'll try my biscuits and then you can try one of yours and you can tell me how it is and then we'll work through it like this. Get a rice or corn buster. Mine is a Zule. This is how they look. They're big like this. They have the holes and stuff. But the only bad thing about it is you can't use the peelings. You have to peel your peelings or it won't go through. That's the only thing I dislike about it because I like using my peelings. Ugh. So anyway, as I said, I set up the level. No, they're not done yet. It's in level 3, but right now it's going to be open to the public. I am making minted mashed potatoes. No, but I've hit my children with them. Because I grew up. Remember, discipline was very strong in the house. Good morning, Snacky. Hi, April. Game over. Okay. Okay, Joyful. That is wheat. It's a brooch and designed into the wheat as a wheat right here. There it is. I bought it. My girlfriend said, I didn't think it was going to be that bright. And I said, yeah, it is. She said, Sandy, I'm going to go get one. I said, okay. I'm sorry, some of this I don't understand, so I just let it go. If you don't have something nice to say, I feel sorry for you. You're just a very bad, just miserable person. I'm going to. Thank you. God bless. And good morning. Marcy. Hi, Lay. We just have to wait for the potatoes and we'll get these things going. I'm sorry we have to wait. But I know mint goes well with lamb. That's why I'm making these potatoes to go with the lamb that we're having. You know, you can always see the idiots. They really are stupid. Thank you very much, Matt. It doesn't take long. I usually like them smaller, but he says he wants them in big chunks, so I got them in big chunks, which takes longer. I cook every day. I found another recipe I like. Listen to this one. Listen. This is lobster and potato salad with tarragon. And I think I'm going to try that. It really looks interesting. And the bread I want to make today is a sweet potato cornmeal sandwich loaf. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but I'm hoping to. But I have a lot of things I have to do today, so I'm going to, fingers crossed. Yes, I have, Connor. You know, some of you think what you say is funny, but your jokes really aren't funny. It's a sarcastic joke. To be rude, when we made jokes, and everybody was laughing. It's moving too fast. Layla, I remember. Celtic. Thank you. Wait. That's it. Some of these messages is when a lot of you put messages on, they go boom, boom, boom. I can't read them. Potatoes are getting there, not quite. We're very close to it now. How long has it been? I don't know. I said minted mashed potatoes. I'm sure none of you are believing me, but that's what we're doing. No, I don't, James. That one would have to come out of my head. Though I could buy crab meat. Now see, why not biscuits then if you're going to use crab? Why not put it in biscuits instead of muffins? Because muffins are sweet. I don't think the sweet and the fish would go well together. Okay. Southern biscuit, I can give you, oh God. Most biscuits are very, very good. Crab Benedict, never had it. Joyful. I'm going to be doing biscuits. The recipe I have is the basics. I guess you would call it a Southern one. They would use shortening instead of the butter, but it's the same ratio. You can't go wrong with it. What's a food blog? I don't even know what that is. Okay, Lay. I know Sunday on the 8th we're going to be making biscuits together, and I titled it Come Cook With Me. I have it on level 3, though I don't have things locked down yet. Everything is open. Listen, rolling pins, I'll tell you what really hurts. If you really get your wife angry and you're in the country and she has a cast iron skillet, run for your life. She'll crack your head open. This on the back side of a child will get the point home. You might not like it, but you'll live with it. Or she'll live with it. Because my mother was very, very heavy-handed with punishing. Okay, I'm going to strain these potatoes because I want the water. No, I can't use that one. Because I'm going to use the water to make bread. That's why I didn't add salt at the time, but I'll add salt later into this recipe. absolutely right, Snacky. Okay. So I'm going to save this water for tomorrow. Now you're going to put your potatoes back into your pot. I'll move you back over. I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, I need that for tomorrow. Or today I'll use it. We'll get you over here. Now we're going to turn this flame on. Okay, and what you're going to do is we're going to stir these potatoes around and you'll get a film on the bottom. What we're actually doing is drying these out. So when we mash them up, so it'll leave a film on the bottom, and that's when you'll know. You can see the film is bare now. See how the film is? I don't know, but you can see it, that's it. Okay. Now we're going to turn this flame off. Rice, I'm going to have to get, I hate getting all these bowls out. I'm going to be washing forever. Okay, let me see, what bowl can I put these in? This is frustrating. All right, I'll put them in here and then I'll put it back in the pot. I'm going to rice these potatoes. Then I'm going to put them back in the pot again because the pot's hot enough to do everything that I want to do. You're going to have to be careful that you don't burn yourself here. I always like keeping my peelings. This is actually going to cause it to have a more fluffy texture, even with everything that we're doing with it, because we're ricing it. We'll put it back in the pot and get things going. See, with a masher, you're not guaranteed you're going to get everything mashed, but a ricer will make sure everything is mashed. If I fall on the floor, I'm going to be really mad this morning. That way I'll clean my mess up, I always do. Back in this pot. I'll probably have to put it in there too. All right, you're going to put the butter in here. Get a wooden spoon and you're going to start stirring this butter in here. Because your pot is hot, potatoes are hot, it will melt your butter, so you don't have to worry about that. But you stir it and they'll get fluffier as you do this, believe it or not. Okay. Yeah, if all of you reported the trolls, it would be easier on me, really. Because I try to read your messages and they get in the way, and log everything down, and I'm trying to cook, and I can't do both. But it seems that you, as the viewers and subscribers, can do that on your own. You see the potatoes are coming together very, very nice. I'm just going to finish up the butter here. And as you stir them, they do get lighter. And the butter will be spread throughout it. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to check how much butter. Just a little more. Oh, my arm's tired. All right, because I use dry mint, I am not going to have to take the mint out of the cream and add fresh mint. I did not pick it up. Okay, so I'm just going to pour the mint in with all here. Okay. I'm going to stir this in. That way we'll get to the salt and pepper last. Because after you do it, they want you to add more mint. So I said, no, I'm going to leave my mint in my milk. And I'm just going to, in the cream, and let it go. The one thing you don't want to do is boil your cream. You just want to heat it up. Need some salt and pepper, definitely. Here's my salt and pepper. I put that together. Okay. Needs more mint and salt. That's going to be very, very interesting. The mint is very, very mild. That's why I added more. I want more of the mint flavor to stand out. It becomes a personal choice. So when you use the mint, taste your potatoes, bring it to the table, adjust your, like you do salt and pepper, adjust the mint accordingly. But as you can see, mashed potatoes have come a long way. We have done them with ginger, We've done them with truffle. We have done them with cream cheese. We've done them every which way. I think we even did a sour cream one too. So don't look at mashed potatoes as blasé, salt, pepper, butter, and milk. Be creative. I would never have thought of mint, but now this, what can't we do? I mean, we could use chives in it if we want. Another time differently. See, with my mother, she made mashed potatoes one way. Me, I've gone in so many directions, she would be shocked. Okay, get you back here. Get you over here for now. Okay, that's done. All right, where are these lamb chops? Over here. All right, I bought 6 lamb chops because one, if I serve my sons one, they will look at me like, really, Mom? So I had to buy double. The trolls are having fun. All right, so let's see. To get 2 of them is $7. Ouch! So I spent $22 for 6 lamb chops from Australia. If they were domestic, they should sit there and be cheaper. But guess what? They aren't. Well, what am I going to do with these bones after we're done eating? Why, I am going to put them in a bag and get them in the freezer and use them to make stock. Better known as bone broth, because the one you get in the store is cheap. And I can say it. Oh, that's right, 4 cups, 2 tablespoons. I got a recipe in my head. See, trolls feel the only way they can get attention is to annoy people because everybody ignores them. This is what's bad about the computer are the trolls and people like that because they can hide. That's where you get people, pedophiles and stuff they can hide. And children don't know or anything else, which is really, really bad. Our sons did not use a cell phone or anything until they were, what, 16, 17? They didn't even know how to work them. They had to learn. Oh, shoot, I took the paper towels. They're upstairs, so we'll just get another set. I know you said, why do you rinse them and pat them dry? Because they've been on the machine and it has different meats that they use on the machines. So you want to make sure, you know, that you take care of. This one's falling apart. It's not holding well together. So that's why we do this. This is what we were taught. And if you've ever been at a butcher's place, it's true. You would sit there and say, oh, I'm going to have to rinse this. You know, you do. My sink is full. I don't need this right now. Dang, I'll go back to the bread after. I need to mark this page. What seasoning am I putting on these? I have no idea yet. I'm still working on that part too. I know I'm going to use my discard because it sticks like glue, which I like. I should just throw in Italian seasonings, you know. But that wouldn't go good with the mint. Usually use mint with lamb. I've already used mint. So, gotta think what I'm going to use. Maybe summer savory and mint. Why did you? I'm going to kill you. Why did you put those there? They don't belong in here. Let me see what did you put in here? What? Okay, Sean. My son's. Summer savory would be nice. Sometimes you have to smell your seasonings. I'm seeing if these seasonings will go well together. I don't think the mint will go well with it. That's what I'm worried about. G-E-F. Okay. All right, we're going to use summer savory. The mint will not go well with it. If I mix them together but separate, they'll go well. And I'm going to use the garlic powder. I am going to be using the discard. If you're making this recipe and you don't have a discard, you can use buttermilk or yogurt. That would give you a sour taste. Thank you. Thank you all for the compliments. They're very nice. I want more black pepper. Salt and pepper is basically to your taste. The only time I'm exacting on it is the recipe tells me, and then I'm going to add more anyway. I don't always listen to the recipes. I change them. We're using the discard because it really works very well for a coating. Plus it has cultures in it that will help break down the food, believe it or not. You can always tell when they come on. Okay, salt. I want to put thyme in this summer. Okay, I'm going to put a tablespoon in. I got 6 of them there. Garlic powder. So I'll blow in my mortar and pestle right now. I know I'm a little heavy on it, but when you use whole grains and stuff, you'll find out that you have to add more seasonings. we'll see how this smells. Some more summer savory. The garlic's a little strong. All right. Let me get my kiss card. I also noticed they'll talk about mayonnaise is that I love how these chefs sit there and show you how to make mayonnaise, and then they put it in the refrigerator right away. You know why? Because it'll separate, because it doesn't have a binder. I have a mayonnaise recipe. It has binders in it, so therefore you don't have to worry about it separating. I tried everybody's recipe for mayonnaise, and none of them were working. All these chefs wasn't working at all. If you don't have a discard from your sourdoughs, you can use buttermilk or yogurt. It will give you the sour texture that you're looking for. I don't know how good it'll stick, but I know this one sticks really good. So I will show you how to make mayonnaise with one of these. Come cook with me and we'll see. I'll show you, but I don't think you need it right now because it is winter. And I got an excellent blue cheese dressing. I'll show you how to make that, which is really good. Smells just the way I want it. I'll warn you people that when you learn to work with discard and stuff, when you put it in the refrigerator, if you don't give it enough headspace, it has a tendency to unscrew the lid. That's how good these little microbes are. And you will have it all over your shelf. I did not know they were capable of doing that. And I was trying to get the lid off, and they were trying to get out. They wouldn't let me in, and I couldn't get the lid off. Man, I struggled for about an hour. So I learned to give myself good headspace. For people who can, you know what I'm talking about in that aspect. See, this sticks like glue. I'm not kidding. See, it's really good for that one purpose. If nothing else, I've used egg, buttermilk, everything slides off, but not this. And I just tried it one day and said, I'm going to try this and see if this works. Can I use this in place of it? And it's become my go-to when I have to coat things. And there's no waste on it either. Now we'll get flour. Do I have any? No, I don't. I used all my flour. Okay. Now you can use whatever flour you want for whatever flavor. I like to add some whole wheat to my all-purpose. But you can use a flour, whatever flour flavor that you like. I like that, the whole wheat that I get. I don't use a lot of it, but I usually have a mixture of many things. But I used it all, so I don't have much anymore. I don't have any. I've got to make more. And how do you make it? You collect the flours from cooking. That should be enough. If it's not, we'll make more. All right, I need this. I like to air dry mine a couple of minutes. That's why I don't have oil and stuff on now. I'm going to do it now. Flour these and let them sit a bit. And then we'll flour. We might have to flour them a second time. We'll just have to watch and see. I know you can't see I'm underneath you because there's no place to put you, but I'm just flouring them. That's all I'm doing. If they need flouring a second time, I'll tell you they do. Always shake the excess off. For those of you that are unfamiliar with a lot of cooking, but for the people who have cooked a lot, they know. Get a frying pan. If I see a lot of moisture coming through, and I see more moisture coming through, I always dip it a time in the flour while I'm getting the oil and stuff together. Now I have to ask, has anybody ever had parsley root? Tastes like. I found it in the store and I bought it, and I figured I'd ask all of you, do any of you know what parsley root is? I'm going to light the oven. Just a little info. The more comments people leave, the more YouTube pushes your videos out. That is why I thought, oh, really? I didn't know that. I told you, I don't know much. Okay, thank you. Okay. That's information to keep under your hat. Very nice information. Okay. I'm getting things together and I'll get you over there. Now I have some, what did I use here? Corn oil. I'm going to use some of this corn oil that I have. You can tell me you're frozen. I can't believe that. Okay. I'm going to have a ton of dishes in here. Okay. I can't believe you froze on me like that. Okay, I'll put you over here. That other half stick of butter that we got from the potatoes, we're going to use the other half, and we're going to mix it with corn oil because that's what we have. All right. I still have some butter in here. Okay, I'm going to do these again. This gives a better crust on it when you do it twice like this, especially when you see the moisture coming through. See how the moisture is coming through? That's why you do it. Give it another coat. Now you have to make sure that your oil and butter is deep enough that these don't stick. We're having minted mashed potatoes with lamb chops. And I've asked everybody, do you know or have you ever had parsley roots? Okay. See, I told you this stuff sticks like glue. It's really good, if nothing else. But if you can't, you should be able to find the videos that I did to show you how to make your culture. If you can't, I will give you a place where you can buy it. I don't think it's a culture that will last as long as mine. I think it'll probably be a one-time to force you to go back and buy more from him. But there is a place you can buy it. Everybody's trying to make money, but they say if you want this information. But I see how they manipulate you guys into these things. You know, they give you just enough to say, oh, I want to learn. But if you don't know, like this one guy said, I loved, he said, oh, here's how you make this bread. And all he did was give the measurements out. But because I know what to do, I could just memorize what he said and make it. This is where you could beat them to their game if you knew how to cook. Because they leave those steps out intentionally to force you to do this, to go to them and pay them. Yeah, it does sound, Marcy, but I've never had it. So I'll show you. It's just the roots that I want, but they have the greens. Where is it? It looks like parsley, but it's the roots that I want, and this is it, you know. You don't want the greens, you want the roots. And I said, okay. I don't have a recipe for it or anything, so I just might boil them or simmer them in some water and see how they come out. I'm not sure yet. So I can get you over here. We're moving over here. Potatoes and sourdough bread, you have 2 starches at the meal. You only need 1 starch per meal. If you eat too much starch at a meal, you become acid and you get sick. Cutter. We're having minted mashed potatoes and lamb chops and I think parsley root. And I might go and do mushrooms. I don't know yet. Just saute mushrooms and have them on the side. A lot of people don't think about doing that, but mushrooms you can use as a vegetable. I was listening to old songs this morning. They were so nice. Not these new ones. I have trouble with these new ones. It's like listening to Mick Jagger. You can't understand them. Well, believe it or not, that heavy cream of mint actually makes those potatoes have a sweet taste, which is unusual. And now we just have to cook them and these will be done. That is corn oil and butter, a half a stick of butter. The flour mixture is whole wheat and all-purpose flour. That's what I'm doing. Now the discard actually holds a lot of the seasonings right onto the meat, which is really good. I am actually doing a second coat on them, these chops, for the second batch. And the flour that's left over, I'm not throwing it out. I'll put it in a bowl with a lid on, leave it on the counter, and I will use it for other things that I need. Yes, I said mushrooms. I might do mushrooms. Just saute some mushrooms and serve it as a vegetable along with the parsley roots. I don't know what they are, but you know, we'll find out. So you don't end up wasting this way, and when you get a lot of particles in it, you sift this flour that you've been using, and you can still use it. I think these will be good. And we haven't had, like I said, I think it's been about 15 years since I've had these. It's been a long time. 10 years? I know it's just been long. Overdue. They do smell nice. see a lot of people use the same seasonings and they're afraid to actually move out and try something new. I forget that happened. It's been a long time, like I said. Now in the center of these bones is the bone marrow where the folic acid is. If you suck that out, you get that folic acid, which is a natural antibiotic that they've taken out of our food. And what's funny is they have folic acid. They found out how important it was after they took it out. But they won't allow you to buy milligrams of it, but you can have it. And it's what produces your RNA and DNA, which you need for your cells. So you wonder why we're getting sick. I explain omega-6 with omega-3, and that is you get too much omega-6. You end up with inflammation. So you're having inflammation, you've got an imbalance with your acids. So you have to be careful. I don't know if you can see the seasonings, but you can see them. They do stick. I love my discard for that. It makes excellent bread, but it's also so good for this. Now, some people like their lamb chops not cooked all the way. Other people like theirs cooked, so you adjust it accordingly. I'm not going to tell you. Okay? I miss having these. They're also good for breakfast with eggs, believe it or not. And you have rolls and you have a brie, you're in for a treat for breakfast. You might not get to work, but you'll enjoy it. Dazed, my husband did that. Now, some people like them really cooked and almost on the burnt side. I cook them as much as I can, and then I will sit there, and that's it. But I'm saying some people like their lamb chops like that. You never had a lamb roast? They don't always cook it all the way, but everyone has their own preference. So, you know, that's how it is. You can't really tell them what to do or not. And you can see they do cook. Lamb chops, I can see where you would say they taste alike somewhat, but venison is really lean, and you have to put a lot of pork with it, you know, to keep it from drying out. We made venison little meatballs to go into our lasagna, which was unusual. Different, too. Didn't know how it was going to turn out, but we were experimenting. Yeah, it's just different things. Somebody makes lasagna, they make it one way, always the same way. If you make the dishes always the same way, the same seasonings, and you don't make a variety of, your family will just get accustomed to it, and you don't get those raves. But then sometimes you do something different, and you'll see your family say, that tastes so good, because the taste buds are always being lit up with different seasonings. This is why I have just about every seasoning you have on the market that I can find. Hi, Dan. Fox, you don't eat low. You want to criticize, go take a look at your own home. Whatever you do, do not drop things into hot oil. My grandmother used to use shortening when she fried. One thing I hope you learn from this channel, not just learning, if you learn to cook, that's very good, but I hope you learn to make your food more nutritious for your health so you don't end up, you know, in old age hurting and not being able to get around, or every morning you're greeted with medication. I almost burnt my mother's home. I had a fire and a half. Why, thank you, Dan. 504. Well, you better put your skis on or something because we got ice everywhere, you slide everywhere. Okay? That is good. As you can see, they came out nice. I can show you. See? They're coming out really, really nice. And I want them crunchy, too. And that discard gives a nice crunch. Oh, no, I've done that, too. No, I went to help my mother. I was a little girl. My brother turned on. I don't like Bugs Bunny because of this. I started watching cartoons and forgot I left the grease on the stove to melt so I could clean the kitchen. We had a fire. It was a nice one, too. I managed to get it turned off, but the smoke damage was unbelievable. My mother had murder on her mind. I couldn't say a word for a whole week in the house. All she did was look at me with kill. And listen, you knew your mother was going to kill you. I had thought I had overstepped the line. And then when she calmed down, weeks later, she said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "I went to help you." And I heard the cartoons, and I got wrapped into the cartoons. Yeah, I can admit, I've done it. You're not telling me something I haven't done. Now, as this oil gets hot, you have to adjust your flame like you do with fried chicken and stuff. You really do. Okay. And you see me moving the meat around that is to make sure that it doesn't stick and I lose my coating. I will be the best I can, corn, I mean. So I've had a lot of my own mistakes that I have made, like everyone else. A lot of people don't like to talk about the mistakes they've made. I'll do it in front of you and tell you I've made a mistake, you know. I haven't had breakfast. I'm not hungry this morning, so I'm not fixing breakfast for myself. I have stainless steel, mine's Cuisinart and Clad. That's what I use, all Clad and Cuisinart. I did have cast iron, but somebody took them. We were moving, and they disappeared. Somebody discarded my cast iron. Cast irons hold heat very well, so you have to be very, very careful with them, or you'll find that, yeah, I just took that off. I saw that. Yeah, okay. You can lower the heat, but that cast iron will hold that heat, so you have to be careful about that. I know. Sometimes I want to make some crackers and make some sesame seed crackers, and I want to make a sardine spread and have that for breakfast with coffee. I've been thinking about it. I don't think I have everything to make the crackers yet. So we have 2 more after this, and I will be done, except for I don't know how to do those. I'm going to do those very, very simple. So I don't think any of you have had any of these parsley roots, so you know about as much as I do. I know you don't use the top. That much I do know. Another name for these things? I'm leaving the wire on them. It's also known as Persil racing? Do any of you know it by that name? I'll use the oil 3 times and then I throw it out. I don't really keep it that long because I know every time I use it, I'm destroying the nutrients in it. Then it becomes rancid, and then it gives you a liver problem. Have you ever seen people with a blown up belly? And it looks like more on one side than the other. That's the liver being toxic. Thank you, William. So a lot of people don't know that. Okay. Got some more time on these. So this is my second time using the soil. If it's real dark, I'll just throw it out and put it for the compost. Because it's winter, it sends off. We have a special trash can it goes into, and they'll take it and they recycle it with other fruits and vegetables and stuff. That's how the city's doing it now. We have a regular trash, a paper trash, metal, plastic, and cans. Oh, listen, I'm getting good at dividing trash. They have me going very well. By the way, I did not sneak out. I would be busted because I would have had to go over because my windows faced the backyard. The dog was there and he always barked when he saw me. No, if I did that, I got busted. No. Now what happened is my older brother used to lock me out of the house because he'd get home before I did from his date. No. My mother was very strict. I got whipped a lot more than you guys would ever imagine. I did not go a week without being hit. And my mother wasn't one to slap on the hand. It was the belt and you walked away with wealth. But you know something? I'm a responsible individual. I was enough to know that I wasn't mature enough until I was 25 to vote. I didn't think I was mature enough to make a decision for the government at that time. I'm responsible with things that I have to do. I can hold my tongue, and people can say that's a weakness, and my son gets angry about it. He says, Mommy, they're walking on you. I said, no, you make a mistake there. You really make a mistake. They're not walking over me. They have to answer for what comes out of their mouth, like I have to answer what comes out of my mouth. And if they're this way, they have to answer for what they've done. I have to answer for myself. So they want to walk and say all sorts of things. My thing is you have to pay for what's coming out of your mouth. I have to pay for what I do and what I say and my actions. So go to it. Yeah. Prolific. You know, they have thermometers that go in that you can measure. They're usually called candy thermometers. But the gas, you just look and you just know. It's very difficult. You know what a low flame is because it's like really, really low. If you have it opened all the way, that's a really high one. So you just sort of in the middle between that. If they say they want a hot pan, it's usually medium and just let it get hot. You'll feel it, believe you me. Thurman, we are having minted mashed potatoes with lamb chops, and I'm going to make an attempt at making parsley roots. If you know what they are, please let me know, or at least how they taste, so I have an idea what I'm walking into. I might serve pickled beets with this, since I've already pickled beets. I don't know. I grew up on an electric stove, so when my husband brought me up here, I had to learn to cook with gas. I had a lot of problems learning how to adjust the gas, but I learned, but it took me a while, because in electric you have low, medium, high. It wasn't difficult. Or low flame? No. Well, high, you know. Good morning, Thurman. Shane, good morning. How do you prepare parsley root? And what is the flavor like? So give me an idea where to go with this, because I was just going to put it in some water. So please tell me, Thurman, how? I need help here. I need the cutting board, I'm sure. Good morning, Simmons. Ryan. Oh. You're welcome. And hi, Cinnamon. All right. I think I said that right. Come on, I want to know what these things taste like and how to prepare them. At least tell me. Okay? You said you've had them. I'm afraid they're hot if I try them raw. That's what I'm afraid to try. I know mustard greens. I couldn't understand why they called them mustard greens till I had some without anything. And then I went, oh, these mothers are hot. Come on, get over here. We're going to have to figure out how to do this. I'm not getting any help over here. Cinnamon. Okay. All right. I'm putting you here. I'm winging it here unless somebody gives me a recipe. I'm always game to trying something, you know. I think that was because my father was a hunter. My mother was that way. She always asked in town for something new, and the guy would say, give me a week, I'll get it for you, Miss Baker. Okay, I don't know if these are going to come out. Put them in a pan with butter. Slice them and let them cook down, then salt for flavor. Thank you, Thurman. I'm going to try it. All right. With butter. Okay. These are good. This is another vegetable I can just add to my list of so many. Has texture like carrots. They actually have a sweetness to them. A little bit of heat. Yeah, I can see why you would cook them in butter. That sounds like I'd slice them. See, that's good about having YouTube. When you don't know something, you can ask somebody and they can help you, which is a good idea. Oh, these are nice. You're right. They're raw. They're delicious. I wonder how they go in a salad. Oh, really? J&M white cornmeal cornbread. Does it have to be white? Black eyed peas? I would like yellow instead. Okay, I'm going to cut these a little different. One is sliced. Okay. This is Julie cutting them at a 45-degree angle. Oh, okay. I'm not overly fond of white cornmeal, but I have recipes that call for it. So when they say julienne, they mean a 45-degree angle cut. They're good. in stews? Just asking, because they have a good taste. As you can see, I'm eating them raw. I think they go nice in a stew now that I've had them. I used to have had them raw. You kind of sounds like you're from the South, because that's a very southern dish, white cornbread with black-eyed beans. Black-eyed. We'll turn this down, I don't want to turn it back off. Turn it back on. Here's the lamb chops. Okay, you see a frying pan, right? With some butter. All right. Let's see, I don't know if I have enough here. Hi, Seth, Shane. Okay. This is my first time attempting at this parsley root, but we're going to find out. They're sweet on their own. I would definitely try putting those into a stew, which I think would be quite interesting. Why not? I'll go there. I don't lie. I don't know if I'm going to need more, so I'm taking the stick out just in case. This is parsley roots that's coming up now. We have lamb chops done. I still have bok choy from yesterday, and we made mint mashed potatoes, and those are good, by the way. Letting you know. Come on, you've got them out so I can put these on. We'll just add salt and pepper to them, but I think they're going to be great in the stew. I'm going to have to make a stew. Hi, Chic. Remember, I'm just going by the first part. I guess it can sort of like be mushrooms, you know. Coated in this butter, and then we'll let you fry up and see how you come out. They bring a sweetness to the stew. This is what I'm thinking about in my head now that I've tried them. That would be very interesting. you add salt on it, you draw the fluid out of it some to help it cook. We'll see how that comes out. Well, we only have 4 or 5 more weeks, and we'll be walking into spring soon enough. Now it's starting to get a woodsy smell. Okay. Salty. I'll leave that out. Okay, we just have to wait. And we're at it. Oh God, we're almost at 2 hours doing all of this. Everything we had to wait for. Oh, they're going to brown up some. Okay, that'll be different. They are developing a sweet taste, which is interesting, the way they come. Okay, well, people are leaving now. I see they must be getting ready to go. This is a long video. This is one of the longest ones, I think. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm just trying a new vegetable. Somebody just gave the instructions. He knows about them, and I did not. So, you know what we're having today. Don't forget Sunday, we're going to be cooking together. We're going to be making butter biscuits. You should use unsalted. Have your butter frozen. You'll need flour, all-purpose. If you want to make light whole wheat, please buy some whole wheat. And remember, whole grains have to be in the freezer or refrigerator because they will go bad. You're going to need salt and baking powder and milk. All right, just regular milk that we're going to be using. And let's see what equipment. You'll need a cookie sheet or a baking dish. Cookie sheet's the best. Measuring spoons, dry and liquid measuring spoons, measuring cups, I mean. And you're going to need a pastry cutter and a cutter as well. If you don't have that, you can buy a tomato paste can, cut both ends out, wash it out. That'll be the size you need for your biscuits. That's pretty much what you're going to need, and I'll show you the trick of making biscuits, why we do it the way we do to get what you're looking for. And when they're done cooking, I will try my biscuit, and then you can try yours and let me know how yours came out. So we'll be doing this at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in America. If you're overseas or in another country, that's just look for New York State in the Northeast, and whatever time frame that is, you can set your clocks to that to help you. Because I know some people say, we don't have biscuits here. Is it something like a scone? No, scones are a little different, so they want to know how biscuits are made. So this will help them as well. Hi, Iron Creek. So that's what we're going to be doing. Remember that. And for you ladies that wanted the design of the bedspread, I'm still working on it. It's going to be a lot of squares I have to make, and I'm still working on it. You want to try one of these? They're toasting up almost like potato chips. See? They're actually toasting up some, which surprised me. I did not expect that. The salt seems to make them sweeter. Oh, God. They're done. Oh, I have smell. Oh, God's saying, you are running out of stuff. No, I don't have enough bowls. Put them on quick. The only thing left is to put some pepper on them. They are good. You are right. Thank you very much for the recipe. I want to get some peppers on them. You want to dress them up? You could sprinkle some parsley on them. But they roast up nice. Surprise, surprise. That I did not know. I thank the person very much for that. All right. Definitely needs some pepper on it. Can't get away. We're going to have to put pepper on these. And we'll see how they come out. It does look good. That's our dinner today. Now he said to put some pepper on them. That's what I'm going to do. And then we're going to close this down. Okay, that's it. All right, so I'm going to say bye. And listen, all of you take care. Hi, Mario. But I have to go now. I have a mess to clean up. But take care, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.